Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rocha, Kwadash, Ma'amah. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders, as well as their bishops. Also, I want to give a double honors to my elder apostle, Aharawan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida, as well as a double honors to the Bishop Kanak Sa'an Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp as well, here in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere Aki, pushing this truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. And now today I'll be coming out with a lesson on this article. I don't got a title for it yet, but anyways, as it says here, it says Putin warns resuming Iran war would be dangerous and unacceptable, because now you're getting to a point to where you like this devil, this leadership here has been pressing so hard over there to try to use force that now you're causing other superpowers to get involved, and the superpowers that are getting involved are allies to said country that Babylon is warring against. Like you effing off so hard that you causing people to have to move from their position, because for a minute Russia and China, they took a back seat. They didn't really be like, as soon as Babylon America went over, they were like, oh yeah, boy, we finna have to throw hands. What you doing? No, they took a back seat. They were trying to use diplomacy, but that's running out now. The Lord is making this devil rouse up these kings of the earth, but the Lord said he was going to do that anyway. Amos, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Chapter 3, if I'm not mistaken. No. Where is that? Amos chapter. It might be Joel. I'm tripping. It might be Joel. Oh no. Yeah, it's Joel. Chapter 3, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Come on now, where you at? Where you at? Yep, Joel chapter 3. You start at verse 9. Well, but to be more direct, verse 12. Just start at verse 9. But anyways, continuing. It says, the Kremlin on Wednesday warned of dire consequences if fighting against Iran resumes amid a ceasefire after Russian President Vladimir Putin raised the issue on a phone call with President Trump. It says, Kremlin Foreign Policy Advisor Yuri Ushakov said Putin told Trump that renewed hostilities would be dangerous and unacceptable. Warning comes before destruction. It says, especially any ground operation on Iranian territory. Putin stressed, according to the Kremlin, that such a move would carry serious risks, not only for Iran, but for the broader international community, Ushakov said. So, there you go right there. It's like, one always come before destruction. This is a precept. This is Ezekiel 38 and verse 10. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. So at some point, the Lord is going to put it on these other nations, with Russia leading them, because Russia is the military-industrial complex of BRICS. China is the financier, but it's going to come to a point to where the Lord gonna put in these minds of these other leaders and nations to think an evil thought, and this is what they're gonna do. Verse 11, it says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. So it's going to come to a point to where Babylon is going to go too far, and these other nations are like, you know what, we finna go against the land of unwalled villages. We finna go on ahead on and mobilize against them, against Babylon, and against the people that dwell here that think that they're safe, a place that doesn't have any protection or any guard, nor gates to stop an attack from happening, to take a spoil. I mean, they're going to spoil this place. They're going to take over this place. They're going to take a prey. I mean, they're going to come to destroy. They're going to turn upon all the desolate places that are here in Babylon that are now inhabited and destroy and take whatever they can. Everybody that has gotten rich, gotten fat, living deliciously, as the brother Arakov of this camp like to say, and living in lasciviousness and all of them other things. Well, guess what? They're gonna come to take a spoil. I mean, they're gonna come empty this place and destroy this place. But let's continue. Let's get back on the article. It says, the concerns came after Trump said earlier Wednesday that he was rejecting Iran's latest proposal to reopen the Straits. So they want the Straits to be reopened, but this devil keep rejecting any plan. See, this is not a situation where it's going to turn out in the favor of Babylon America. And it is what it is. It's not going to turn out the way President Babylon wanted to turn out. It's going to turn out the way the Lord wanted to turn out, with Babylon being behind in the line. But let's continue. It says Ushakov. Real quick. It says Ushakov told Russian state news agency that Putin felt the decision to extend the ceasefire was the right one, and it is, because it would give negotiations a chance to help stabilize the situation in general. Trump also laid out his assessment of the military action up to this point. Speaking in the Oval Office, it says, speaking in the Oval Office Wednesday, Trump told reporters that Putin offered assistance with enrichment of uranium. He says if he can help us get it. He said that, adding that he told Putin he would rather much you be involved in ending the war in Ukraine. So basically, that was a snide comment right there. It's like, how you gonna tell somebody to end something? First off, Ukraine is right on Russia's doorstep, so that's automatic. That's automatic defense. So he's basically saying you need to worry about that so we can go over here. It's like, no, it don't work that way. Iran and Russia are allies, and at some point, when you attack an ally, and they have. When you attack a country and they have allies, at some point, those countries' allies are going to get involved in whatever skirmish, scrimmage, fight, conflict, war, or whatever. At some point, the allies will become involved. It says Russia, a longtime ally, Iran ally, Slovakia, February surpassed the 4-year mark in its war on Ukraine. But whose fault is that? It's not Russia's fault that they're at war over there. It's Babylon's fault. It is what it is. It's the truth. It's Babylon America's fault. But continuing, it says, despite a promise by Trump, when he returned to office a year ago, that the president that he would end the conflict. But it says a 25 billion conflict. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth told lawmakers earlier Wednesday that Iran's facilities, or nuclear facilities, had been obliterated, triggering a sharp pushback during a House Armed Service Committee hearing. So there you go, perpetuating the propaganda, perpetuating the lie, and that's just not true. That's what caused that pushback. They were like, oh, here we go with this again. But let's continue. It says Hegseth, Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane testifying before Congress this week as part of hearings on the Trump administration's proposed 2027 defense budget, which would increase Pentagon spending to a record $1.5 trillion. The committee hearing It's focused on military readiness, blah 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 blah. Let's get to the main points. It says the testimony comes as lawmakers intensify scrutiny of the U.S. war with Iran, launched in February without congressional authorization, and now estimated to have cost $25 billion. Members of both parties are pressing Hegseth and Kane for clarity on the conflict's objectives and results and strain on the U.S. forces and munitions. It says Hegseth pushed back forcefully, saying skepticism from lawmakers was undermining the military effort. Translation: because y'all not in agreeing with us, it's making us not win. No, that's not what it is. But I'm gonna go past. It says let's see, the biggest challenge, the biggest adversary, blah blah blah. That's what he was talking about. It says what happens next. It says Trump and Hegseth have both said they want a solution in Iran, but they have also given comments on suggesting the conflict would drag on. So there you go. You want it to stop, but you don't want to be the one to stop it. But shouldn't the one that started the conflict be the one to stop the conflict? An offensive party that starts a conflict and another party reacts in defense, that defensive party shouldn't have to stop the conflict. The one that initiated has to stop. But hey, this is what happens when you have wickedness ruling the earth. But it says, as of Wednesday, the U.S. and Iran appear locked in a stalemate. It says, with Trump unlikely to accept Tehran's latest offer to reopen the strait, if the U.S. ends the war, lifts its sea blockades and postpone nuclear talks, the Iranians appear unwilling to give up their nuclear ambitions, despite this being a core issue for the Trump administration. That's just what it is. They just basically want Iran to just lay down and get taken over, and that's just not going to happen. Iran is not going for that. That's the dumbest move you could do. But see, I ain't gonna say that's the dumbest move. I ain't gonna say that. I take that. I recant that. It's not in Iran's best interest to do that, because Iran already see, if we give up, it's gonna be bad. They done already conceded once before with Babylon America. What happened? They been getting dogged out by Babylon since the 50s. That's Babylon America calls it first. But without further ado, let's get some scriptures. Where I'm at 12 minutes, okay. But let's continue. This is Jeremiah chapter 51. Verse 53. It says, though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith the Lord Yahweh. So though this place has reached into the highs into the heavens, up to the heavens, Salakia, or as high as the heavens, and make fortifications, bases everywhere else, except for, well, it's bases here, but we'll say bases everywhere else, and not defending the home turf. You make fortifications and have been incredibly strong, or appear to be incredibly strong. The Lord is saying He's going to send enemies to plunder this place. So basically, Babylon is going to suffer a defeat, a crushing, devastating, obliterating defeat. It says again, though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith the Lord Yahweh. It says, a sound of a cry cometh from Babylon, and great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans. So that's just talking about when the Lord destroys Babylon. It is what it is. The Lord's going to bring judgment on this place. This is not fear mongering. This is not it's doom and gloom. But it's the truth. This is not anti this. No, the men of the Lord, we are anti-wicked. We're anti-Satan or Shaitan. We are for righteousness. We are for the truth. We speak the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So again, a cry is going to come from this place. What? A lamenting cry, meaning people are going to be crying out because of the destruction that the Lord is going to bring upon this place. And it is what it is. And this is the land of the Chaldeans. This is Idumea. This is Rome 2.0. This is Babylon. This is Nineveh. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. All these places spiritually. Verse 55. Because the Lord Yahweh hath spoiled Babylon and destroyed out of her the great voice. When her waves do roar like great waters, a noise of their voices is uttered. So we're gonna hear so basically the Lord is gonna destroy this place, and this place is proverbially, but people are actually gonna cry out here in this place when the Lord bring this great destruction here, and it's gonna come from this land. Continuing. Oh, I read verse 55. All right, okay, so that's what I'm talking about. I'm tripping. I'm moving too fast. So, anyways, again, so the Lord is destroying this place, and how is he is destroying this place? He is destroying this place economically. He's causing prices to rise. He's causing inflation. He's causing uproars of the people. He's causing protests. He's causing economic destruction to happen to this place, meaning the Lord is going to collapse this place from within before he destroy it without. And in that, the voice of this place is going to cry. The waves of enemies, destruction, judgment coming upon this place, things are going to happen. It's going to be completely judged and destroyed. People are going to be crying out. There's going to be so much pandemonium here when the Lord really intensify and turn it up. But let's continue. Verse 56. This is because the spoiler is come upon her, Salakia, even upon Babylon, and her mighty men are taken. Every one of their bows is broken. For the Lord Yahweh, power, God of recompenses, shall surely requite, meaning requite means to pay back. So destroying armies are going to come against this place. We could say that destroying army is these missiles. But also, before those missiles come, it's going to be all kind of soldiers and everything in the streets. Like they literally going to, these other nations are literally going to come against this place. It says her mighty men are captured, meaning all these soldiers, man, come on. It ain't going to be enough. It ain't going to be enough men on the soil to defend. The place gonna get taken over, man. Where I'm at. And it's verse 57. It says, and I will make drunk her princes and her wise men, her captains and her rulers, and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep and not walk, saith the Lord, yet saith the King, whose name is Yahweh, Lord of hosts. So the Lord said he's gonna make what? Drunk her princes, meaning the leadership. They making all kind of foolish mistakes, doing all kind of dumb tomfoolery. The wise men, they not giving correct advice. That's why we have this whole debacle here now. And what's going on? And mighty men, meaning soldiers and those who fight in these armies, and rulers. The Lord is going to basically, he's going to take the strength from this place. He's going to take all their strength. He take their wisdom and everything. That's why I say, is there no more wisdom in teaming? You know, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. Meaning it's over with. And this is what the Lord is going to do. Because he is the God of armies. This place is going to be a perpetual sleep. Meaning once the Lord going to put Babylon to sleep. All the armies and the men, everything. Just talking about judgment and destruction. And the further this goes on with the Iran and this U.S. thing, guess what? That's another notch or another nail in the coffin of Babylon America. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's not going to get better. Verse 58, my last point. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken. Her high gates shall be burnt with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. So, this is what the Lord said he's going to do to this place. This is the once looked at great, powerful Babylon. It's going to be broken down to nothing. The thick walls will be leveled to the ground, and the Lord is going to take this place down. The massive gates will be burned. Everything, and it's talking about ancient Babylon, but it's applicable to today's Babylon because this is Babylon spiritually. So all the great power and the supposed greatness that this place once had, the Lord is going to throw it down. He's going to destroy it. And it says, in the builders from many lands, people that come over here and be building and everything that come from these other countries, guess what? All their work is going to be destroyed by fire. It's going to be all for naught. They doing all this building. The Lord going to wipe it all down. The Lord says, he shall build, but I shall throw it down. The Lord, meaning this devil going to build up and the Lord going to throw it down. He going to knock it over. It's like being at the beach. And you done got this nice sand castle. You done got it all looking nice how you want to. And either a big old wave come through or a bad behind little child come through and kick it down. And stomp all on it and then take off running. That's what the Lord going to do to Babylon, America. And it is what it is. So with this conflict pressing further, it's just causing Babylon to fall even further. And with that, Shalom.